Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and it's Free Pattern Friday. Yes, Free Pattern Friday is here. We're going to do a framed sawtooth star, and we're going to do this 4 at a time flying geese method because I have fabric that's actually big enough to make it out of four at a time flying geese. So that's good. Though when we have that opportunity, this is what we do. So before we get into the sewing of this, let's do our shout out. Kate at Kate Hicks Quilts. Now her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes below. So please get into that description box. Look for the see more button, or anything like that will open up that description box. Yeah, hit that box and then you can see about all the different things we're talking about here. Now, we also have in our show notes or description box is our Zoom sew dates from now until December, right? And they're 9 a.m. from 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have so much fun on those Zoom sew dates, and it's just for us to come and hang out. You can come and go as you like, because if you can only come in the morning, you can't come in the afternoon, but please come. And if you don't have any sewing that you need to do, and you just want to work on your knitting or your cross stitching, bring that too. We're welcoming to everybody. Also, making comments, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, do the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff helps our analytics. So if you could do that for us, that would be great and help push our video up and along. And then we can continue giving you fun free patterns and just have a fun time here. It's all good. Also our Facebook group, we are really growing quite quickly. We have fabric exchanges by country to keep postal costs down. Virtual sewing rooms hosted by Discord. Go ask the admins by private message if they can send you an invite to the Discord room, because we try and keep that closed and private and safe and secure and all the rest of the stuff. Also, we have numerous family or community chats, including there's community chats for all the sew-alongs that we do. So that's something that the admins monitor and look after. And anybody needs help or gets stuck, either myself or the admins are there to help them out. Also, I speak for free, and I will have a new speaking engagement presentation ready for the end of December 2025. So if I spoke to your guild before and you've heard my first one, now you can rebook me for the second one. Also, if you have not booked me at all, you then have a choice which one you want to hear, the first one or the second one. It's up to you. But it's all free. My email address is in the About tab, and you can contact me through email or send me a message through Facebook Messenger. I am faster at Facebook than I am at email. I'll just warn you now. Also, shout outs. If you guys run across somebody that's working hard and doing great things and you think, dang, they deserve a shout out, please let me know. Please, I'd be happy to give them a shout out. And but the channel has to be quilting related. So we're not sitting there, like it's very rare that I will shout out somebody who is not quilting related. But I mean, we do those as well. But because they're friends or whatever. But yeah, the shout outs are really kind of fun and important. And it's nice that they don't know, because it's nice to sneak around and do something nice for somebody, and they don't know about it, and then all of a sudden they're very surprised with a happy little surprise. Also, our next sew along is Twinkle Twinkle after Quilt Bingo, and we have maybe a couple of videos we want to throw in between Quilt Bingo and Twinkle Twinkle. But yeah, that one's going to be a fun one, and the only clue you're getting is save your strings. If you really do not like working with strings and you don't want to do strings, yes, you can do Twinkle Twinkle by like just having whole pieces of fabric that you cut. I mean, that's not a problem either. But Twinkle Twinkle, it does with strings, it does actually make the blocks twinkle a bit. I don't know, it's a very strange illusion when you have string blocks like that. Also, Mini Monday is coming back. Now, I'm not sure when we're filming this and when Mini Monday is going to kick in, but it's coming back with some changes. We are doing blocks that are smaller than 12.5 inches unfinished, and we're doing them by FPP or mini piecing, right? So we're going to work on mini skills, like, all our small piecing skills, but it's not going to get too crazy. And some of the blocks, they look really adorable when they're smaller sized, right? I mean, they're just cute. And hopefully I'll come up with a layout where we can use all of those blocks and put them into a quilt, and, and then it'll all be fun. I think that's about it. Yeah, making comments, all that stuff we talked about. Yeah, we're good. So come on in. Let's get to the sewing of the Framed Sawtooth Star. So here we are at the sewing machine, and today we're going to show you quickly how to do the 4 at a time flying geese. I do have fabric scissors here just when I'm cutting my geese apart. So basically what you do is, yes, we're pinning. Oh my goodness, we're going to pin. We're going to pin again. So I drew my lines on my orange fabric. They're cute little girls, little dolls or whatever, dolls, girls, whatever, and balloons I thought would be cute. And I'm just going to run a pin on one side, just so they don't wiggle as we're sewing, right? Because that could be bad. That would be not great. Oh, I got the wrong foot on. Of course I do. Wouldn't be one of my videos if you didn't watch me change the foot on my sewing machine. Okay, so here we go, just like that, and there. So we're just going to run them up and down, just like that, and we're going to be kissing the inside of the line in both directions. That's right, kissing it. You're just getting up there and smooching with it. You're not sewing on it, you're just beside it. There we go. I had too much stuff over here. That's my problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. And again, you're doing the other way. Okay. And with that, you end up with something very strange looking. Okay. So now, I'm just going to put this under here for now. Okay, then you take this and you cut right up the line, up the center of that line, right? I found this orange fabric in my scraps. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Where did I get that? I have no idea. I have no clue whatsoever where I got that. So, don't ask. I just at a loss as to where I get this stuff sometimes. Now, what we're going to do is we've got 2 of these weird heart-shaped things. So I'm going to line it up on the base and put a pin in one side, just the one side to get me started so it doesn't wobble everywhere. And then the other side, the other one gets a pin. Both of them get pins just because we have pins and we can do that. Okay, here we go. There, give it a spin. Kiss again on the inside of the line. Not too big, not too small. There we go. And here, I'm just going to trim that thread away. There. And now we're just going to go right into the next one, or the other one. There we go. There. Now if you're doing a lot of these, let's say you were, you had a bunch, it's really easy to do these. Once you get going, like once you figure out how to do them, they're just such a nice project to do, So you take your fabric scissors, cut right up the middle of each of them. Okay, there. And then you want to press this open. All of this stuff is open. I just thought, that little girl print is so cute. I just thought, oh, that is so sweet. I wonder how much more of it I have. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll find out soon enough, right? Now you want to trim off all those little funny dog ear things, right? You just want to make sure you get rid of them. You put them down. Now what we're doing essentially is we're not doing a true sawtooth, I guess. What we're doing is a silhouette of a sawtooth, and it's kind of a sawtooth Irish chain thing. This is a perfect one to add into quilts as a secondary block. You know how sometimes people would make one, you know, a lovely, more complex block, and then they'll add like an Irish chain. Well, you can also add this, right? I mean, this is easy enough to come up with, right? So let's get all of that. There we go. All that little stuff out of the way. So this is what our block is going to start looking like. So I decided orange and green because I had this beautiful deep teal-y green thing, and I thought, ooh, wouldn't that look sharp? And I thought, okay, let's do that one first. So now the hard parts are done. All the hard parts are done. The flying geese were the hard parts. So now we're just going to pick up that center round and change the foot on my feet, change it back to 1/4 inch. Now, when you're looking at these flying geese, according to the other stuff, they should measure 2 by 3.5. Mine are coming in really close to that, so I'm not even going to trim. If I have any issues, I'll ease. That's right, the word ease is being used. I'll ease them in, and easing is got more to do with putting your bigger piece on the bottom, let your feet. Well, sewing with bobbin thread would be good too, wouldn't it? Yeah. Sewing with bobbin thread would be delightful. Let's see what's happened to my bobbin. Hang on. Oh, I see. I do have bobbin thread. It's just decided to wig out, okay. Oh, well, let's get that out. Whenever you look at your bobbin area or change bobbins, if you give your machine just a quick wipe, your machine will thank you. And I should probably clear out the bottom of that apron too that's underneath the shelf that catches all the lint and dust and all that nonsense. That should come too. Okay, what am I doing here? Yes, I'm doing this. Okay, so like a book. There we go. The bigger piece goes on the bottom, and then you can ease in your pieces. Right? That's an old trick. This, okay. I'm going to put that dark orange. Well, that is more of a darker, like, it's a darker medium. It's not really truly a dark orange. But, yeah, you need, for this block, you need dark mediums and lights. Essentially is what I'm trying to say. And again, ease in. There we go. There. There we go. There, now, okay, oops. Come on. Oh, this thing is being obstinate. What, did you break? Oh, you did break. Ugh, my thread just broke. Hang on. Yes, this is real life sewing. I don't edit this out. I'm just going to rethread my top, find out what's going on with the bobbin again. Oh yay. What are you doing? Well, it's decided to have a royal little mess. Hang on, let's get some more pieces out. It's basically hooked up a bunch of fabric and thread. I might have to stop to pull all the thread out. Hang on. Can I get that one without? There it is. I think that's it. Yes, it is. Okay, let's start again. Okay. Maybe you need a spa date? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You need a spa date? Oh, it's okay if you do. That would be okay if you did. When working very hard lately, you need a spa day. At the sewing machine spa. There we go. Now it's sewing perfectly. I don't know what it did, but it didn't like it. Okay. Here. Oh, I'm just webbing this together. There. Yeah, so we found we found some cute balloon fabric too, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cute. We gotta do this, right? We have to do this. We have to do cute every once in a while. Cute is required. Now, what I'm gonna do with the center is I'm going to press in to the center and out on the edge. You press out. And that way now I'm going to have nice nesting going on this block, especially the center, and maybe that'll help me get my points really nice. Now, I didn't see the 1 point because of the way I was showing it by nesting, but I didn't miss it. So that's made me happy. Now we're going to sew the rest of this where I can see my point on top for my flying goose so I don't miss it and do something that I go, oh no. Okay, and I'm just going to open that up now that I got it started so I can see really where I'm at and nest. And then I'm going to hold it so it nests well again, but I am also steering to make sure that I'm on the right side of the point that X marks the spot so that I don't miss my point. Because this block is so cute with those colors. It'd be so sad at this point in the game to cut off all your points, right? There we go. So let's see. There we go. We just press that out just like so. Yes. Just lovely. Yeah. So I found some really cute balloon fabric. I can't remember where I got the balloon fabric. I just like, oh, this is adorable. So cute. Okay, again, we nest. There. And nest. Now you can see where this flying goose is a little shy, but you steer so you're on the right side of that point to not cut off the nose of your goose. And there. Just like that. Okay. Give it a good little press, little finger press right now. There, and I have perfect points on my goose. So let's go now to the next round, the inner round, and we're going to do the same thing again where we're nesting, or we're webbing, and then we can nest our seams. That creates such a nice block. You've got a little splash of color. You got some cute low volume going on. It's all good. Now, just like that. There you go. And line up the bottom. Make sure your goose is going the right way to not cause a bulk in your seam. There we go. And the last bit here, just like so. Once you learn how to web, you can web quilts, you can web blocks. It's so easy. It keeps everything in order, and it's kind of nice. Oh, and I did run out of bobbin. Okay, I gotta put another bobbin in. That's okay. I lose bobbin chicken regularly. I'm fine with it now. But at least I lost bobbin chicken where I don't have to resew a seam, right? So it's not really losing bobbin chicken, is it? And I found another loose thread. Okay, that can go down. There. There we go. There. Now, do the other side with this, just like so. There. There we go. And this is just a tad bigger, but that's okay. The center might be just a tad bigger, but that's okay. You can ease in stuff, right, to make it work. Okay. Now, if you were doing a bunch of these, you would just keep chaining the same bit, right? So that's one way of doing this. Now, I'm going to press this out. This has to come out because there's too many seams along here, and this then goes in, right? So you have some nice nesting going on, and out, straight out, and then in, just like that. There. Okay. Oh, there. Yeah, it's nice to pull out some of your fun fabrics every once in a while, you know, that you haven't, I forgot I had the little girl print. I forgot I had this print. You know, like you start digging through your stuff now and you're kind of like, wow, I have some really cool little, cute little fabrics that I could pull out and play with, right? And I pulled all of this out of my scraps, right? So, you know, you've got some things going on there. Now, the bigger piece is on the bottom, so you're going to ease in and you're nesting at the same time, right? So whatever you do, don't let go, because you want to make that nest. There we go, and that's perfectly. That's okay. Again, you put the bigger piece on the bottom. Yeah, we'll just press away from this right here, just like that. And you take your time, match up this. Oops, start. Oh. Okay, and clip this open. Now you want to make that first seam, that nest. You're going to nest your work, get past that stitch, then grab this other end. And then it's a little big, it's just a hair big, and probably showing a little scant, but that's alright. You can ease in this block and make it look perfect. Okay. There it is. Nice. Okay. Now, we'll get to the other side here. Oh, where did this go? Okay, now, we'll just take that. It needs to... And this is where it goes. Now, I'm going to start the last outer round to make it 12.5. Because I like the 12.5 inch blocks. I can put, when I do orphan blocks now, I can just put a 12.5 inch block, you know, any 12.5 besides and then alternate the potato chip blocks. And I have a really colorful, pretty quilt for charity in a heartbeat, you know, like, and I don't have to worry about, you know, like, well, what are the colors? Because my potato chip blocks are every color under the sun, and I'm okay with that. And the quilts look really nice when they're done. I'll show you some of them when on our next. It's a cute, fast way to do orphan blocks. Let's put it that way. A quick way to do orphan blocks. Then you have some way of moving out your orphan blocks that looks like something. It looks cohesive because you have all these potato chip blocks in there. Okay, there we go. There, last bit to sew on. And there we go. Line up the other end. And the last little piece there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and the foot falls off. Of course it does. Okay, let's get the foot back on. Okay. Now, so I'm just going to press away from the center block. Again, just to move out get that laying nice and flat. So if I'm pressing away from the center block, I have to press in on the side, right? This side here, and cut that off, and then press this way. So this is going in, these are going out, right? I'll show you the back when I get done, and that way you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. How, because sometimes blocks, they need to come with sewing or ironing instructions, just because they will iron flatter. They will lie flatter one way than the other. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get to your next nesting point is way down here, but that's okay. There we go. Well, that's coming together beautifully, and I will just press this out, just away from the center of the block again. There we go. And press this in. So get nesting going on. Yes. There we go. So now we just line this up. There again. We're on the last seam. Yay! Okay. Okay, there we go. There. Now. Okay. So, we now nest this last part here. Here we go. Hold on to it. And there we go. Okay. Now with this, again, you just press it away. Now I will show you the back, how I pressed it all. Hang on. We'll get there in a sec. So now, at first you push in the block, so the block goes this way, and then it goes out. This, you're going to have to press, maybe take your clapper to it, because these are going out, so therefore the points of the goose is, you know, you're struggling. Everything else then gets pressed out away from the middle, right? And that's the way this block is going to lie flattest. But yes, do take a clapper or something heavy, like you iron it, you know, you hold it. Okay, so this is our framed sawtooth star. And it plays well with any dark, medium, light combination. The dark, of course, being my teal green, and the pale orange and the medium orange. I mean, and then you go find some cute and crazy background, you know, that just, it works. All of these all work. You have the silhouette of a sawtooth star with, you know, with a little bit of an imagination. Now, this would make a perfect block if you have, you know, a more ornate block, and this one is your alternating block. Then this block would chain throughout your quilt, and you would have a big space then for your alternate block, right, to play in. So this would be it's kind of a fun little one. You could also put it on point, and that would create a different effect altogether as well. Like, you know, with these being, you know, like on V, you'd have a triangle here and another block, you know, you'd have all sorts of fun with this. But like I say, you should give this one a try, because this one does come together easy. I wrote the pattern for the 4 at a time flying geese, but I will put in the instructions, like I did this as a 4 at a time, but I will put in the instructions the basic, you know, the squares and all this stuff, just because you might not have enough fabric to do a flying goose, right? So, I mean, if you have nothing but strips, yeah, you're not going to be able to do the 4 at a time flying goose method. But I hope everything is going well for you in your sewing room, and your 1/4 inch is just absolutely perfect, and you have a glorious week ahead. So stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay? Bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect, everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.